Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. If you're watching this video anytime after February 15th of 2025, odds are good you've bought one of my fuel hose kits, especially ones with grommets. Wanted to cover some of the installation techniques. I get a lot of questions on that, and even though I've done it on video before, I don't think I've ever titled a video how to replace a fuel hose. So there you go. So the test subject today is a Homelite Super XL Automatic. Okay, nothing mind-altering special about this saw. Again, with the Super XLs, you've got an A and a B kit. Both are going to come with a length of fuel hose and 2 grommets. The A kit is the thin wall hose for the smaller barbs, and the B kit is a thicker wall hose that actually the inner diameter is the same, but that thicker hose will stretch over the larger carburetor barb that you will find on earlier versions of this. Now, I'm not going to replace these grommets because these are both still good on this saw that I'm working on, so I'm just going to set those aside. There's no reason to replace them if there's no reason to replace them. So, there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. I can't demonstrate everything all at once because every saw is going to be unique, but in general these Homelite, these bigger bodied Homelites from the 50s, well no, I should be very much more correct than that, from the mid 60s, you know, and this was produced up into the 90s. If it uses a grommet, it's probably one of these 68046 grommets, but verify your model and your IPLs, okay? But a lot of them use this grommet. And then you've got your hose. Pretty straightforward. So, with this thinner wall hose, lots of times you can just push it right through. I mean, I'm literally pushing that into the tank right now. But especially if you're using the thicker hose or you have multiple grommets that you're working through, the method of using a wire, okay? This is just some regular galvanized steel wire. You can buy this crap at just anywhere, any good hardware store. And what you're going to do is bend a little hook on the end. Okay, you see that? Just a little hook. Okay. And there's a reason that I send you hoses with a cut tip. Nice slash to it. What you're going to do is take some sort of sharp implement, and this isn't very sharp, but I think it's sharp enough, and come down from the tip a little bit and just punch a hole in it. Kind of like putting a worm on a hook. You get what I'm doing? We're going to put this on here. But I want to fish. It doesn't matter. In this case, I don't have to do some fishing. Sometimes you need to put the wire in place in the tank before you hook this up. Other times you don't. Just depends on your model and the complexity of the pull. Okay. See that? Very, very simple. So, we've got 2 grommets. One here at the carb chamber, one there. Alright, now if I just pull it through the tank, then I'm going to have to push the non-cut end back through. Now I know I could do that. That's not difficult to do. But, again, if you were working with the thicker hose, you wouldn't want to be doing that. So we're going to just fish this from the very beginning, through the first grommet, through the second, see that coming through? And then I'm going to reach into the tank and wait until I can feel that wire. And that's not the easiest at times, because it is going, oh, where the hell's going? Somewhere I can't feel. There it is. So you can mess around with bending the tip of the wire. Ah, see, I can see it at the fuel tank right there. I'm going to get a shot of that. See that? There's the wire. So, I don't have 3 hands. But what I'm going to do is reach down there with a pair of pliers. Chunk. Okay. So we'll stop right there for a second. Let me remount the camera. Alright. Now, you want to make this as easy as possible. Take some lubrication of some sort and just put it on your hose. Doesn't need to be a lot. That wasn't a lot. It was just a little. Now, start pulling it through. And you're going to watch your wire. Okay. So it's, there we go. You want to make sure that you're not stuck on the grommet trying to pull it out. Just pulled through. See? There's number 1. Now, I can see my wire is catching on the edge of the grommet here because of the angle. So I'm just going to help it along, and I'm going to bend it a little tighter. Maybe. Ah! Don't do that. Okay. I think that'll go. I hope I didn't tear that hose already. I might have. Oh, there we go. See how easy that went in? Just gotta fuss with it a little bit. Oh, look, I just tore the end out. And that was because I was screwing around with it down there. See, I ended up with a bit of an offset. That doesn't work so well. Oh well. It's in. So once you pull that through, the rest is fairly academic. Cut the slash cut off. You don't need that. You don't want that. Drop your fuel filter on. And if you're using a factory style filter, this is a little bit smaller barb. Just lubricate the tip. If you're having any trouble at all, just lubricate the tip of the filter before you start putting that hose in place. Okay. This is the filter that was with this saw. I'm going to keep using it because it is fine. Now, you can see I did this with the carb out. Do you have to? No. Does it make it easier? Yeah, it sure does. A hell of a lot easier. So, you do it your way. I'll just finish this up in sense of getting the carb hooked up to the new hose. Get my high-low grommet out of the way there. Whoa! Hey! Knocked that gasket loose. That's not good. There we go. Make sure your screws are loose in the reed valve in order to make this a heck of a lot easier to hook back up. Okay, I'm going to start the one screw. Maybe, if I get it lined up. Did I get it? Nope. Come on, baby. That feels like I grabbed it. Okay. And then you just need to hook it up to the carburetor. And if you do this before you drop the hose in the tank, if you need a little slack or a little less slack, it's a lot easier to work with. Okay. Man, that hose distorts on a cold day. There she goes. Right there. So, when we crank that down, you can see that it leaves just a little bit of flex in there. You don't want that pulled just like tighter than tight. Especially if you are using figure out what the hell happened there. Oh, it's hitting the screw. Too many thoughts at once. If you're using fuel that has ethanol in it, it is going to harden these lines. That is just reality. They claim they're resistant to it. Years upon years of it nets you this. Okay? It's not broken, but it is harder. And it even hardens up around where it slips over the carburetor. So if you've got it pulled tight and this hardens, it could even pull off. So just, hey, it's not breaking, but it is stiff. Way stiffer than this new stuff. I mean, you can see this, you can just fold it around, alright? That's a risk of using the ethanol fuel, and I know not everybody can get away with it. So once you've got it hooked up, drop it in. You want to hear it drop to the bottom of the tank, which I can feel that it did there. There's a little extra in there. My hoses are always come to you about a half an inch long, longer than what the IPL's recommended to account for that slash cut, and then any little tiny mistakes. Say you tear the tip of a hose, you can slice that little bit off and try for another pull. So there you go. I hope this helps. Catch you guys on the next video.